Great to see you here again. So here's ESL Online Teaching Challenges, how I handle them and how I rise above them, part 2. But before we begin, I'd like to make a shout out to Survivors Vlog 2020 of Saudi Arabia, Run My Way USA, R&B Motion Vlogs of the United Arab Emirates, and Mia Roble of the Philippines for leaving positive comments on my channel. Now for the first part, I have combined number 6 and number 7 in my list. On my list of ESL Online Teaching Challenges. Kasi for me, short breaks and multitasking goes together. This is purely based sa experience ko as an online tutor. Online teaching demands sophisticated juggling skills. Kailangan yung multitasking skills mo is hindi lang basic. Okay? Kasi this is necessary. But honestly, it's exhausting. Paulit-ulit kong sinasabi na each lesson is 25 minutes long. One-on-one online session yan per student. Maliban na lang kung ang tinuturuan ko is yung mga bata as young as 5 years old. In cases like this, sometimes makikita mo yung mga parents sa screen or sometimes you can hear them sa background, ginagabayan or ginaguide, tinutulungan, ina-assist yung mga anak nila. Honestly, it makes the task a little bit bearable para sa aming mga tutor. Kasi ang hirap magturo ng mga maliliit na bata virtually. However, minsan din naman yung mga parents, wala lang. They let their children be. They leave them alone. They let them do the lesson on their own. Which is siguro to train the child become more independent. Which is maganda. Kasi as a parent, kung gusto mong matuto ng ibang bagay or ng bagong bagay yung anak mo, like learning a new language, katulad ng English or kahit hindi English, you encourage them and you train them to develop self-confidence. Right? Kasi napaka-importante ng self-confidence if you would like to, kumbaga, matuto or mag-learn ng mga bagong bagay. Now, here's an example of my schedule. Okay, so you will see here, in green and blue color siya. Yung green, it means fully book ako. Na-book yung lesson na yan. Okay? Tapos yung blue would mean na I have already confirmed my attendance. So, bale, mag-standby na lang ako online. Hintayin kong mag-start yung lesson slot and then tuturuan ko na lang si estudyante. Right? So, I like it a lot when I see that my lessons are fully booked. Kasi, at the end of each lesson, alam kong sureable na yung kikitain ko. Now, in each lesson, I only get quick 5 minutes break. So, that's very short. Diba? 12 hours kang dadaldal. Sa loob ng 12 hours na yan, mag-shift yung utak mo from one lesson material to another. Tapos, mag-a-adjust ka sa behavior ni student number 1, student number 2, student number 3. Ganon. So, sa totoo lang nakakapagod siya. Hindi siya birong trabaho. Sa 5 minutes na yan, kailangan nakapag-notes and na-dispose ko na yung call appropriately and accordingly. How? I multitask. In time naman, matututo ka or you get to develop and improve your multitasking skills. So, during the lesson, yes, kinakausap ko yung estudyante ko, tinuturuan ko siya, I pay attention, I interact accordingly, pero hindi niya alam na very busy ang mga kamay kong mag-type sa notes kasi I have to take notes of what transpires during the lesson. Hindi pwedeng may ma-miss na details, lalo na yung mga errors kasi if I don't do that, I cannot give good feedback and suggestions or advice to my students para mag-improve sila. Also, syempre, I take notes of this strengths din ng estudyante, like saan ba siya magaling, if sa pagbabasa ba, sa writing ba, sa comprehension ba, and so on. Kasi it boosts their confidence if you acknowledge their strong points. So that's what I do during the lesson. Para after 25 minutes, when I end the lesson, I have the full 5 minutes all to myself to either review yung susunod na lesson, maybe go for a quick tea break, go to the toilet, ganyan. Maglaba, magtimpla ng juice, or kukuha ng kutkutin. Pero minsan din, I just sit and take a breather, or I step out of the room to see my kids. This is when I'm in the Philippines. Okay? O di kaya naman I call them ng mabilis lang sa video call, ganyan. Kapag ka nasa UAE ako. Ito naman is based on my own experience, ha? I mean, we know naman ang mga capabilities natin. And ako, kilala ko naman yung sarili ko. I know, alam ko kung paano ko siya i-handle, or I know na kaya ko siyang i-handle or i-manage. So this is what I do. Don't do it, don't try it if you think you can. Kasi, ikaw din ang magsasuffer. Yung scores mo, ano pa ba, yung ratings mo, yung status mo will be affected. And you don't want that to happen. Right? So, yung orasan talaga, napaka-importante. Essential siya sa akin kasi every minute counts kapag ka nagtuturo ako. And so, good points lang dyan. If absent ang estudyante, you get longer time to make snacks or to do simple household chores and other tasks. So, whatever time off I get, I take advantage. I maximize. Now, number 8 on my list, yung time zones. I'm not really sure kung isa rin ba ito sa challenge ng ibang ESL tutor katulad ko, pero in my case, it is. Kasi while I'm in the UAE and my students are located in Japan mostly, battle against the clock ang pinakauna ko talagang kalaban. Kasi, planning your schedule is difficult. And I've had my fair share of poor time management din, which led to missed lessons and really late lesson attendance. So, yes, naranasan kong hindi umattend or maka-attend ng lesson kasi either hindi ako nagising, tied up pa ako sa ibang mga task, o di kaya naman I totally forgot na may may book lesson pala ako. So, you need to be extra flexible as an ESL tutor. Kasi, you want your students to take their online lessons at their preferred time. So, in return, your own time can suffer. This is especially true, lalo na if you work a full-time job at the same time. Katulad ko. I have a different job. I have a full-time job. And even if pagod na ako, kapag may book lessons ako, kailangan ko pa rin magturo because I cannot afford to pay penalties. And sa Philippines naman, since 1 hour difference lang sila ng Japan, I don't really mind. It's not really a big issue for me kapag nandoon ako. Kasi, kunwari, if may lessons ako ng 5 a.m., I wake up 1 hour before. So, that's 4 a.m. Manila time. Yung papa and mama ko naman parehong early birds. So, may kasama na akong magkape, mag-breakfast, and then I have plenty of time to take a bath and prepare for my lessons. So, it's important to keep your calendar updated. Set reminders in the best way possible para wala kang ma-miss or hindi mo na-miss yung mga lessons mo. Siyempre, mas mainam if supportive ang mga family members. That way, they can siguro pwede ka nilang gisingin or i-remind na, may lesson ka na. 'Di ba? Also, make sure din na you take care of yourself. Yes, kailangan natin ng pera kasi ang dami nating bayarin. Pero always remember na your health plays a big part in staying productive. Siyempre, paano ka nga naman kikita ng marami? Paano ka pakikita kung may sakit ka na or kung sakitin ka na, right? Or kung hindi ka medically fit, right? So, it can get difficult to manage things. That is why I frequently check our lesson demand viewer. Here, I see when yung peak hours or yung peak dates para that way, I can plan ahead. I would know kung kailan ko gustong magturo or kailan ako pwedeng magturo or kung kailan ko gustong magpahinga. So, yun yung kinaganda nung trabahong ito kasi I manage my own time. That's why less pressure. Wala akong boss. I don't report to anyone. I don't make reports. Diba? Pero, syempre, ang pinaka-importante dyan is self-discipline. So, next is feedback. Sometimes I find it challenging to give feedback kasi nandoon yung pag-iingat natin na wag natin ma-offend si estudyante sa mga ibibigay nating feedback. Kasi it's hard to be criticized. And aminin man natin or hindi, kapag na-criticize tayo, regardless kung ang intention is for us to improve, we get offended pa rin. May kunting kurot pa rin. So, it's even more difficult for first-timer language students or yung mga first-time din or baguhan din sa e-learning o di kaya yung mga may negative educational experiences. And some students will be offended or discouraged by even constructive criticism. Totoo yan. No matter how you try to give the feedback in a positive approach as possible, they still get offended. So it's either they won't book you anymore or they will never come back at all. I have students from time to time no na nag-share. They would say na they're too mean. They gave me too harsh comments or feedback about their performances, which makes them not book the tutor again or stop attending their lessons na. Honestly, ako din naman, I know there are times na feeling ko naman parang medyo, when I give feedback, medyo harsh din or mean ang dating, lalo na kung, alam mo yon yung level ng understanding ng student is different from what you expect. So, siguro, meron din nagre-reklamo sa akin kasi may mga students din naman ako na minsan ko na lang nakita and hindi na nga nag-book. So, I don't know what went wrong. I will never know kasi wala namang feedback or whatsoever. I don't want my students to think na they are doing a good job when they're not. I don't also want to give a false impression na they are doing a great job kasi wala naman akong sinasabi about errors or any areas of improvement. Some of my students naman are open to constructive criticism. In fact, they even ask for good ways to practice offline, o di kaya they proactively tell me to correct their grammar, their pronunciation, their punctuations. So, kapag gano'n ng estudyante, I am more than happy to do so. Pagka ako nagbibigay ng feedback, sabi ko nga, ingat na ingat ako sa mga words or terms na gagamitin ko. Kasi I don't want to offend si student din naman. I don't want to hurt yung feelings ni student din naman. That is why it helps na you have a good vocabulary and that you know a lot of synonyms para madami kang options. Or madami kang pagpipilian ng mga terms or words na gagamitin mo to deliver or to give your feedback in a positive tone and in a positive way para nang sa ganon, hindi naman ma-misunderstood ni student yung intention mo. Kesyo, kunwari, kailangan niyang mag-improve sa ganito or kailangan pagbutihin niya pa yung mga ganitong area. Sa BPO, we call it positive scripting. I apply it pa din dito sa online teaching ko. So, you have to be as positive as possible. Offer practical and specific feedback that the student can work on. Huwag naman yung mga tipong over the moon or exaggerated terms ang gamitin natin. Doon tayo sa mga words or terminologies na malapit-lapit naman sa katotohanan. So, last sa ating list is yung penalties. Although, hindi naman dyan nagtatapos yung mga challenges natin as an ESL tutor. Okay? Sabi ko nga nung una, hina-highlight ko lang yung parang mga pinaka na i-experience ko sa ginagawa kong ito. Sa penalties, sa mga ganitong usapin, kailangan marunong ka sa math, magaling ka sa math para hindi ka naiisahan or nati-cheat sa pay mo. 'Di ba? Kahit sa company or kahit anong pa mang trabaho yan, dapat marunong kang mag-calculate ng pay mo. Kasama na yung OT, kasama na yung incentives, yung mga deductions. Dapat alam mo kung ano yung benefits mo, ano yung mga bagay na entitled ka. Kasi once na pumasok ka in an agreement with these institutions or companies, dapat alam mo kung ano ba yung mga benepisyo mo, di ba? What's in it for you? Penalty rates next to low or no bookings are one of the main reasons why an ESL teacher leaves an ESL company. However, hindi naman lahat pare-pareho ng policies or pare-pareho ng rate or mababa ang rate, ganyan. Or di kaya naman may mga excessive penalties. So if you're planning to earn an income as an ESL tutor, syempre it helps na you do a research about your target online schools or companies para alam mo kung ano yung mga requirements, ano yung mga policies, malaman mo if it suits your needs bago ka pumasok sa isang agreement with these organizations. Although I did not do the research part prior to me getting this part-time job, I suggest pa rin na you do, lalo na if skeptical ka sa mga work from home setup. Kasi you will never really know what it's like inside an organization kung hindi ka naman nagtatrabaho doon, right? If you're not in it or until you work in it. So just to quickly share how I became an ESL tutor, bale, I was just browsing online and I accidentally came across this school hiring English teachers, and this was while I was on an indefinite leave due to medical issues at the time. Bale, I quickly followed the link to register. Finilapan ko yung form. I passed all the exams and assessments. And in no time at all, nag-start na akong magturo. Bale, yung research came only after na lang na nagtuturo na ako and kumikita na ako. So, syempre, may agreement naman bago ka makapagturo. I'm sure bago ka pumirma, binasa mo naman siguro yung terms and conditions, kung ano yung mga nakasulat doon. And siguro naman, naintindihan mo yung mga sinasabi nilang T&Cs or yun nga, yung mga terms and conditions. So, ako binasa ko yun and I think naintindihan ko naman. So, I don't really understand why or bakit may mga tutor na nagrarant sa social media about penalty here, penalty there, kesyo ang laki daw ng nakaltas, or kesyo they cannot imagine bakit may mga deductions, ganon. Una, hindi ka makakapagturo, sabi ko nga, kung hindi ka nag-agree, or kung wala kayong agreement, wala kang pinirmahan. Diba? Pangalawa, nag-agree ka, pumirma ka, ibig sabihin, binasa mo, naintindihan mo ang terms and conditions, kasama na ang rates, ang mga deductions, ang mga penalties. And pangatlo, may payslip, may email notification. So, nandun lahat ng breakdown ng kinita mo, kasama pati ng mga kaltas, bakit ka kinaltasan, yung mga deductions like tax, for example, yung mga incentives mo rin. So, nandoon siya lahat. So, why rant on social media? Bakit magrarant ka and would say na, bakit ito lang ang kinita ko? Bakit nabawasan ako ng ganitong amount? Tutor, check your online payslip. Check din yung schedule mo if may mga na-miss ka bang lessons. And then, make some realization or calculation before you rant on social media. Kasi kung yung issue mo naman about pay is something na ka-dispute naman, may process naman yan, right? Siyempre, before you go to social media, bakit hindi mo unahing i-raise yung concern mo doon sa taong involved or doon sa group or team involved para lutasin yung problema mo? If meron talagang mali, sabi ko nga, and ka-dispute yan, aayusin naman yan. No matter how much I avoid penalties, minsan I still get them. Nagla-last minute cancellation din ako ng lessons, or minsan nawala lang talaga sa isip kong mag-attendance. Minsan din, tinotop up tayo, umaatake yung katamaran kasi nga it's either pagod or tamad lang talaga. So, yung mga book lessons natin, hindi na natin natuturuan. Kaya nagkakaroon ako ng penalties. Kaya when I get my tutor fee email notification, hindi na ako magtataka pagdating ng payday. Hindi na ako magtataka kung bakit ito lang yung amount na marireceive ko pagdating ng payday. Because ako, guilty ako. Alam ko na nag-skip ako ng lesson or umabsent ako sa lesson ko, nag-cancel ako ng lesson last minute and hindi ako nag-inform. Kaya nagkaroon ako ng deductions. Kaya nagkaroon ako ng penalties. I'm not really sure if totoo bang yung ibang ESL, if purposefully daw nilang ginagawa na kino-close yung mga lesson slots ng teachers kahit na hindi naman nila kino-close o di kaya naman tinatag silang absent kahit present naman si tutor, kahit online naman siya and nag-aabang na nga lang ng estudyante. Good thing, in my case, never ko namang naranasan yung mga yan. Kasi dito naman sa school ko, ako lang yung pwedeng gumalaw ng lesson slots ko, yung schedule ko. Ako lang ang pwedeng mag-open and close. Kasi I think naman if they do that purposefully on their end, it will be obvious. They would be very stupid to do that. So, yes, the penalty teachers get from their absences hurt, pero you must remember, tayo naman ang in control sa ating schedule, sa ating lesson management. In the end, penalties are there to ensure that we as ESL tutors are committed to our schedule, committed to our online lessons. And the only way to avoid this is wag kang umabsent or wag kang mag-cancel ng lesson. Right? So there, that's about my ESL online teaching challenges and how I handle them. I hope you learned a thing or two and subscribe to Liz Agaid channel to learn more about online teaching. Your likes and comments are highly appreciated, and I'll see you all again soon. Ciao!